agents of change. Hello, I am joining you here with my beautiful daughter Shiloh, Spencer, Craig. You want to show them our new spring dresses? You want to do a little twirl? Just go back a little bit. There you go. Oh, you don't want to do a twirl. Okay. Well, you look beautiful, honey. Ready for spring, right? And the Bahamas. Okay, baby, I'm going to get started now. I know, Cookie's watching. Hello, everybody. Let us know where you are coming from. I am joining you from Naples, Florida, the place the Holy Spirit lives. And I'm excited because today's message is vital and necessary. First of all, I want to thank you. I've been receiving some beautiful cards. You know who you are. Thank you. Some planting seeds into my husband and ours lives. One was specifically addressed to me and my husband, so you know who you are. Thank you. And somebody else sent me a book. With all due respect, Nikki Haley. As you know, she was United Nations ambassador for the United States. And I wanted to start out this live session just this one quote that's on the back of her book. And this will let you on the inside, very high levels of leadership, what is really going on behind the scenes and why you are necessary. Okay, she said, I watched other administrations refuse to take a stand at the United Nations, and I was determined to do the opposite. I would always be clear about where the United States stood. The United Nations can be a difficult place for moral clarity. Key word. So many of the incentives are there for the countries to avoid taking a stand. So they are incentivized to avoid taking a moral stand, to deny that there are universal truths and rights that are the endowment of every human being. Many countries criticize us when we take a stand. But what I learned at the United Nations is that these countries want the United States to lead. They count on us to lead because if we don't stand up for freedom, nobody will. I thought that was a sobering take on her experience in the United Nations, where they are coming from regarding moral values and universal truths and rights. And they are incentivizing countries to not take a stand regarding these issues. And you know, the issues that we are standing for as agents of change are regarding universal truths and principles set into place by our Creator. And it's set in place by the eternal government that continues beyond the grave. So this is even more vital, your assignment, which is why I wanted to discuss today's session in discovering your personal leadership gift. It is needed, it is necessary, it must be echoed in our generation and to the next generations. For every human being on the earth was created and sent with a treasure of greatness to deliver to their generation. You were born with a greatness that this generation needs. You were born with a treasure. You don't have to go looking for a college degree. You don't have to go looking for position or title if it's not necessary and doesn't warrant it. But the key factor here is we cannot die with our treasure. So the greatest secret to success is the discovery of your personal treasure, your gifting, and true leadership releases your treasure. And this is what the world is looking for. They need leadership. True, authentic leadership is needed. For as Dr. Myles Munroe stated, Nothing happens without leadership. Nothing begins without leadership. Nothing improves without leadership. Nothing develops. Nothing changes. Nothing progresses. And nothing succeeds without true, authentic leadership, the spirit of leadership. This is what is needed, and it all starts in your family. It echoes into the communities, into the workplace. It echoes into the counties, the nations, the states. But it has to start somewhere, and it must start with you. I want to greet all of you that are joining us. George is in the house. Hi, ladies. Sweden's in the house. Adeline, so good to see you. I thought of you the other day. Hope you are well. Kristen, always good to see you. And of course, the Philippines is always in the house at some point in the live streams. I love it. They are so hungry for the kingdom of God. So the secret of leadership, it is not the pursuit of power, position, or authority, for those are signs of insecurity. We are witnessing this daily. This is why most people pursue their idea of leadership, because they feel they need that power and they lord it over others. Jesus put it this way. He said, if the blind lead the blind, they will just be led into a ditch. Now you're still alive, but barely thriving. And that's exactly what we are seeing in society today, is the blind leading the blind. So as agents of change for the government of God, we must take our rightful leadership place. And this is a result of self-discovery. Now, pause the papers. I have to add this in. This is the sole reason right here, right now, that I developed the School of Influence. These are the basic foundational truths of leadership: identity, purpose, vision, the principles, kingdom economics, and how it works. This is the process for self-discovery. I've made it easy for you. Just a side note, sidebar. That's why I did that. That's what creates a leader. Whereas we have it backwards. We think an education makes you a leader, or the right skin color, or the right last name makes you a leader. This is not true. Leadership, however, is a result of self-discovery. Unfortunately, most people do not go through this process, which is what makes you an authentic leader. So leadership is ultimately a privilege given by the followers, not a right. And leadership is when you discover your treasure and you serve it to the world. Never trust people who want power. Never trust people who cannot leave their position unwillingly. There is a time to go, and know when your time is to go. Don't overstate it. So in the full context of things, we are given dominion over the earth, the resources. We are given rulership, stewardship over the earth to administrate it through our dominion mandate on behalf of the King, the eternal King, the ancient King, the King of Kings. We are sons, and this is our mandate: to colonize the earth with the culture, the lifestyle, the nature of our King. So this is the ultimate goal. So man's divine mandate given in the first book of Moses was dominion, kingdom, sovereign rulership, royal power, to govern, to rule, to control, to manage, to master, to lead. This is your responsibility. Psalms 115, King David said, "The highest heavens belong to the Lord, but the earth he gave to man." This is our legal territory here on earth. We do not have dominion in heaven, but we have it here: leadership, rulership, stewardship, management over the resources, management of the systems, the education system, the economy system, the political system. So God doesn't give you your gifting just for you. It is for your entire generation. He doesn't give you a job just to pay the bills, but yet to bring influence through your life work, to bring his culture. See, your clients are your disciples and they pay you for it. But you must understand how to do it with wisdom. You cannot go in and proselytize and dump all over people. That is not what Jesus told us to do. So here we have to understand the hermeneutical principles. That means it's the proper interpretation of God's mentality. Because if your concepts are wrong, then your life is wrong. If your concepts are wrong, your thinking is wrong, thus your life. So we must understand God's mentality. Whatever God calls for, he provides for. If he called you to be a manager of resources, a steward of the earth's resources, then he provided for it. Whatever he demands, he supplies for, and that's regarding your vision. Whatever you were sent here to do, whatever God expects from you, he has already injected in you. And whatever he commands of you, he has already enabled you to do it. You just have to get your thinking in line with it. That's your biggest issue. And whatever God asks for, he gives. He's already provided everything for you. He is just waiting on you. So with God's vision comes the provisions. So how did God design you to dominate? You see, we are a kingdom of kings. Everyone was created to be a leader, a dominator. His purpose was to establish a kingdom of kings. So your leadership is your past and it is your destiny. You are created to lead in your gifting. That is why it's important you know who you are and what you were sent here to do. So true leadership is self-discovery of yourself, of your gifting, of your purpose, of your passion, of your vision, of your identity, knowing where you came from. So true leadership is when you serve your gifting, that's something you've discovered about yourself that you must manifest, your passion, and you serve it to the world. True leadership is becoming yourself for the benefit of others. It's not just for you. Followers are seeking your gift. They are looking for you. This is proof of it. In her experience with the United Nations, she says, many countries, and you can say it this way, many people will criticize you when you take a stand. But what she learned in the United Nations is that these countries, the people want you to take a stand. They count on you to lead. And if we don't stand up for the principles and the standards of God, then who will? People have incentives for lowering the standards, lowering the bar. We see these movements going on. The United Nations is a perfect reflection of this. This is the truth, what's going on behind the scenes that they may not be sharing with you. So people are seeking your gift. They're looking for your gift. And it is your gift that makes room for you in this world. Not your education, not your last name, not where you were born, not the color of your skin, not even your gender is the issue. The issue is your gifting. So you must develop it into a skill and operate with it in excellence. And I will leave you this as I'm trying to confine my time here. Matthew and I sold our restaurant last year right before the shutdown, and we currently bought some property here in Naples, and we've been renovating this old nightclub into our new office building. It's right here down the end of the street from my house. So we have taken the famous quote that Dr. Myles said. We had it in 3-inch letters and hanging off of the wall. And we are putting that in a new office. And I thought it would be appropriate for me today to share with you that quote as we end. Hi, everybody. I see you. California's in the house. Denver. I love Colorado. Georgia again. Haiti. Bonsoir. Rosaias. Hello from the chosen land in Haiti. Oh, my scientist friend is on watching from Miramar. I love you guys have joined me. So here I end with this famous quote. by Dr. Myles Munroe that is going up once again on our wall in our new office in Matthew's architecture firm. The wealth of the earth. The wealthiest place in the world is not the gold mines of South America or the oil fields of Iraq or Iran. They are not the diamond mines of South Africa or the banks of the world. The wealthiest place on the planet is just down the road. It's the cemetery. There lie buried companies that were never started, inventions never made, best-selling books never written, masterpieces that were never painted. So our goal in life is not to die old. So don't die old, but die empty. That's the goal of life. Go to the cemetery and disappoint the graveyard. For the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life lived without purpose. Dr. Myles Munroe. So this is the secret to life. Die empty. Give it all you have. Leave it all on the field. We have one shot. We find everything down to the smallest, lowest common denominator. What does that look like in your life? What is that one thing you must do with it? And focus on that. For the world is waiting for you to walk in your domain, your rightful area of leadership that only you can fulfill. Thank you for joining me today. I love seeing you guys from all around the world. You each are an agent of change in your area of influence. You were sent and landed on the nation that you reside. And you are called to make a difference and be an influencer in that area. May God bless you. Let not your heart be troubled. And I will see you guys soon. Die empty, yes. Die empty. Canada in the house. India's in the house. I see you guys. Love you. See you soon.